Well, hello YouTube, a few new developments this week. Aside from just, taking a chillax, I've been chillaxing a little bit myself in combo, doing other things for my self-benefit really, just to get myself a bit more fitter and healthier. In combination, I got myself a new weight dumbbell set, which is pretty cool. Nice hefty one. I've also got a heavy one over there, which I'm going to be using when I do some weight training anyway. See if I can get myself a little bit fitter and feel a little bit better in general. Not that I feel I'm fit, to be honest. I mean, I don't feel terrible, but at the same time I don't feel great either. So it's sort of a combination of things. Interesting developments. This controller, by the way, which of course is the Power A tournament controller, which lights up. It has a combination of lighting effects in combinance with fast response controls, pretty much. So that's a pretty cool controller, by the way. I have not had a problem with it. So far so good. I've been playing a bit of GTA 5 with it. Swapped it over from my Razer controller, which was the original Uzi Tournament Edition, I believe it was. Saying that, I'm going to use the Razer controller for my computer, basically. It's more of a computer controller, really. This one is going to be my main Xbox controller for now, just for now, or for the moment. What else? Interesting bits and bobs. I've been mucking around with that. Got my new weight set, got myself a new controller, and as you may have saw before, I got myself a new 4K display, which looks pretty snazzy and plays games pretty well too. I've been playing a few games on and off. I think the couple of the games, one or two of the games. Anyway, I'll show you a game that I did play on 4K on it. Let's see, a little bit of a review in combinations. Let's try and play. I think I played it before. It's here somewhere. Where the hell did it go? Play. I can't see. Eyes are a bit. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. GTA 4. I'll play a bit of GTA 4, so you can sort of get the gist of GTA 4. If I can get it to load, there we go. Load her up, and I'll just show you a bit of GTA 4 basically. Now, I'm probably going to hang that, I don't know, I might end up hanging on this controller, this new one, I'll probably end up hanging it over the side anyway. Shit, if I can get it to hang over the side. A little loop in it. Yeah. So, right. A little bit of sauce on the side. A little bit of sauce. Okay, so. Oh, that's right. I have to set this to 4K. I did originally have it on 4K. My computer reset everything. So, which was up. Settings. Supply. Okay, so it loads reasonably fast, it doesn't load too badly. Turn it down a bit. It doesn't load too badly, and it loads pretty quickly, and the frame rate is pretty smooth on the actual monitor. I mean, when I'm doing fraps recordings and stuff like that, it's still, not as silky smooth as you would want, but when I'm just doing normal gameplay and playing games and stuff like that, the frame rate's always pretty smooth, so I haven't had any major issues with the frame rate. There is gaming mode on this monitor itself. I don't always use it, sometimes I do, it just depends. It just basically makes things a little more smoother, gives the monitor a bit more responsiveness. But, I mean, to be honest, regardless, the monitor's got to get pretty good response time anyway. I think it's like 1 millisecond or something. So it's not overly...
Hey, Nico. Valerie tells me you were Do you two know each other?
I mean, to be honest, GTA 4 looks pretty good on 4K. I mean, the textures probably could be a little better. I think the game I also tried testing was Watch Dogs as well. Watch Dogs plays pretty well as well. I thought I'd just do a bit of an in-depth review on my monitor. I mean, to be honest, it's not a bad monitor. All the games that I've managed to chuck at it and sort of give a quick test of have a reasonable frame rate, considering that it's 4K and it's a pretty high resolution. And I mean, it's not like it's lagging behind, or I don't feel like the computer's lagging behind heaps. I mean, there could be some file issues that I have. I'll probably have to do some re-verifications of caches for my Steam files for some games, because I think a couple of my games are actually errored a bit. But I mean, aside from that, the actual game works pretty well, and I haven't had any major issues running it. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've had a couple of people turn around and say to me that they have issues running GTA 4 all the time, and I'm like, no, I've never had an issue. I've never had an issue running it. Even when I had a 2K monitor, I didn't have an issue running it at all. As you can see, it runs quite well, and it doesn't kick the frame rate back at all. It doesn't feel like it is anyway. It feels like it's pretty responsive, to be honest.
It's good, man. You know her? Should I not be doing business with her?
Just don't get on the wrong side. I love Jacob. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, I mean, the responsiveness of the monitor, the color tone, I mean, even the color tones on the monitor itself aren't that bad. To be honest, they're not. I mean, the actual colors, the schemes, everything looks really, really fantastic on this monitor. And even particularly this with 4K, I mean, fuck, it looks absolutely marvelous. And it performs pretty well. I mean, considering that it's at 4K, I mean, obviously the lower you get in resolution, it's going to run better. And then considering they've also got an extra monitor, an extra 1080p monitor hooked beside it, that I use as a spare monitor for like spreading out my desktop stuff when I'm working, it performs really well. It doesn't perform crappy, to be honest. And I mean, I've got a good price on it to start with, so I couldn't complain about that too much. Anyway, as you can see, I mean, look, in-depthly speaking, the monitor performs the way you expect it to, has a good response time. Generally speaking, it doesn't feel like it's doing the wrong thing. I don't know, it feels right. It doesn't feel crappy. And it feels like it's performing quite well. I mean, you can get the eye enhancer and some of the other modifications. But saying that, I mean, the game, well, actually, there's probably some mods I could do to the system which would make the graphics a little more shinier, a few more physics and texture packs that could be added. I just haven't been bothered to really mod it, because it works regardless of whether I mod it or not. But yeah, I've had no issues. I mean, saying that, I've had a few people come turn around and say to me, well, why don't you mod it? And it's like, don't see the point. I honestly don't see the point of modding it. Not at the moment anyway, maybe later. I might consider modding it when GTA 5 actually gets released on the PC, because I may consider this like, fuck it, I may actually end up modding it and putting some extra stuff in on it. In saying that, it feels good. It doesn't feel like I'm getting a bad response. I mean, some areas, I don't know, average, I'm getting an average frame rate, pretty good average frame rate anyway, so it doesn't feel like it's trapping itself. And, it feels, it feels good. It honestly does feel good. And I'll probably end up, as I said, well, so far I'm finding, I don't know, I was considering a graphics card upgrade, but I mean, to be honest, I don't think I could go much better than the 670. I mean, I could probably go 780 or something like that, but I mean, just 780s here or there. I mean, to be honest, the 670 is still a pretty good card, considering. And I mean, you know, you spend a fair amount on something like that. I mean, especially the 670 card. You know, I mean, I probably didn't spend the exact amount like retail it would be, because I probably saved myself a few bucks. But I mean, you know, you're talking at least $300 or $400 for the card on its own. You know, so and it's a pretty good card. I mean, considering it performs really well, it does a lot of work, hard work, and it performs really well. But yeah, I mean, the 670 is still a pretty good performer. Sorry, I might leave it there anyway, but like basically that's pretty much the premise. I mean, it's a good card. It's not just a good card, but it's a good card. It's a good monitor. It really kicks ass. I did find though there's a little issue if you switch it on to game mode and leave it on always on game mode. The display port will not pick up properly when the computer's restarting. For some reason, like I'll actually restart it and my computer won't pick up the display port and it won't swap everything onto the other monitor, because I've got one going in via HDMI, I got one going in display port. The display port one doesn't boot up with the computer, but the HDMI does, because it's just the HDMI is like the default these days, because DisplayPort isn't really a default. I mean, it can be default, but it's not really a default because it's not a common thing that's used by computers as much as it's just coming into fashion, basically, of being used as a more common thing to use. Game performs well. Game looks good. Aside from looking good, I would genuinely say I don't know, the 4K performance on my computer is pretty good. My computer beasts it pretty well, and it does pretty well with it. Considering, I mean, I've probably reasonable. I've got like second in the top of the line processors for AMD. I mean, I don't necessarily say you need that, but I mean, always helps in the case of a 4K monitor, I guess, to have that extra performance in some cases. As I said, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of stuff running in the background, and considering that I have a lot of stuff running in the background, it runs like a charm. My computer really runs like a charm. But then saying that, I do have the GB RAM in it, so of course it's going to run pretty damn reasonably. In the sense of, even if I load a lot of apps up to start with, it's still going to run pretty well. Yeah, no, as I said, I pretty much future-proofed my machine, except for maybe graphics. The graphics thing may be the big thing that I may upgrade at some point, but I don't know whether I will. I mean, I could go and get a second 670, but I don't know whether. I mean, there's problems that comes along with SLI. SLI can be rather a pain in the ass to configure, mainly because you've got two graphics cards and it separates everything out, and it can be a little annoying to configure. I did have a Crossfire setup, I did have a Crossfire and I did an SLI setup at one point. And the SLI setup, I found the temperatures would run sky high most of the time when I had things inside the computer. Saying that just could have been at the time. I didn't have a lot of air conditioning and things like that to go with it, and stuff of that nature. So yeah, could have been a possibility that might have been related to it. What else? Just give me a second, I'm just going to hit my record button again. But yeah, as I said, it's pretty cool. As I said, that monitor, I can't fault it so far. There's not a lot of faulty stuff in it. It feels good. I like the brightness levels. I like the color and contrast on it. It feels good to use. It's generally good to use even when you're using basic desktop stuff, and you're doing basic desktop stuff. Like I do a combination of gaming and desktop stuff in combined. But yeah, no, it's good. I have not got a big complaint on that. Beautifully working, nicely balanced, and it feels like it's actually doing, you feel like you got shitloads of, well, it's not just that, you have a shitload of desktop space to be able to just spread out and do what you want, video editing, or picture editing, or just general editing, or watching videos, or, mucking around with videos, or, just general stuff of that nature, writing up some documents, things of that nature, you're able to do all that stuff pretty easily, and it's pretty much on can with everything, so it feels good, it honestly does, it feels fucking great. Aside from that, I've been feeling pretty good. I got my new girlfriend. She's a wonderful light ray of sunshine for me, to be honest. She's really doing me some good. We talk a lot. I mean, it's an overseas relationship, but still, I love her, and working towards a future together, obviously. I'm working towards this, obviously. Always lovely. Always good. Just, a little bit of weightlifting in combination. Always good. It's always good to muck around with the weights a bit. But yeah. Aside from that, yeah, just feeling pretty good about stuff in my life at the moment. It's all pretty balanced. Most of it is. I mean, you have your moments where it's not going to be balanced. And you know what? For anybody who thinks that I don't have shitty days, I have those days where I wake up and I just do not want to focus on reality or focus on anybody around me, and I just go, fuck it, I'm not stepping outside of my own boundaries today, you can go fuck yourself. I simply have those days where I get pissy and I get annoyed and I get fucking pissed off because I'm having a bad day, or there's just something that's not balanced in my life that I feel should be balanced. Or I overthink a situation to a dramatic degree, and it makes me want to absolutely just, retract into myself basically, and just, go into a fucking comatose state, to be honest, in a sense of semi-comatose shit. But yeah, that's pretty much what the premise is. I do have my bad days. I don't always talk about them. Well, not lately, I haven't really talked about them. Sometimes I will talk about them, but most of the time if I do talk about them, I talk about them to my girlfriend in given situations. I do talk to my friends sometimes, but not as much as I used to. I mean, I talk to my friends a little bit more, but even some of my friends are sort of, they do their own thing now, so I guess, that's what happens. But at the end of it, I've learned that sometimes shit happens in life and you can't avoid it. You cannot avoid shit happening, you cannot avoid crap happening, you cannot avoid things going wrong, you cannot avoid mistakes. You can try and avoid mistakes, but it's the biggest load of cow shit in life if you think you're going to avoid mistakes or if you're going to avoid errors. Nothing is perfect. I think everybody's entitled to a mistake too. But at the same time, there are some people who are complete arseholes as well. When they can't accept that they're not right, or they have the opinion that things are, or they get petty and stupid and jealous about dumbass things that you don't even think that are relevant to anything, and you think and sit there and think, what a petty child. But I mean, look, each their own, I guess. They can do what they want to. I don't really give a shit. My last ex-girlfriend made me a bit more immune to guilt trips. So I feel less guilty about a lot of things in my life, and I feel less guilty. I don't feel guilty about having fun. Fuck being guilty about having fun, because most of the time my girlfriend would make me feel guilty about having some fun. Having some fun with myself, or having fun with friends. I like to have fun. Fun is good. You know what, fuck it. I want to enjoy myself, I want to have fun. That's my choice. If I want to do things for myself, if I want to... Generally, if I want to do things for myself, it's my choice. It's ultimately my choice, because I'm my own individual. I choose my own path, but at the same time, my path is looking pretty good so far, and I haven't had any major issues with it. So, at the end of it, I think I just do what I do. I plod along and be happy and survive, and yeah, pretty much. Okay, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I think I'll leave it there for now, but that's pretty much my review on the Samsung 4K monitor, which is a nice fucking monitor, by the way, and it looks great on the stand too. 28 inches, which is it's a bit bigger than my my TV monitor is 27 inches, so it's a little bit bigger than that, tiny bit bigger. But I mean, at least now I'm not being pedantic, but now I've actually got matching monitors. They're both Samsung, and that just okay. I admit I'm being pedantic and maybe a little ACD about it and organising myself a little more. So yeah, I'm going to admit that. That's just part of who I am. Sometimes I do that. But yeah, now I've got two Samsung monitors which match up with each other in the sense of brand, colour scheme matches up with everything else that I've got. The only thing that doesn't really match at the moment is the same. My keyboard and my mouse. My mouse is as you may learn recently, it was a G502 Prometheus Core, which is a laser mouse, 12,000 DPI, which has been working quite well. I haven't had any major issues with it. Thermaltake keyboard, which is a mechanical keyboard, a bit worn on the foot on the armrest, but aside from the armrest, no, the keyboard still looks good and still types good, does a reasonable job, and I'm pretty happy. I mean, saying that, I didn't pay that much for that. I think I paid $97 for the keyboard, and I paid about $89 or $70 for the mouse, and I paid $47 for the controller, the new controller I got. And considering that I only paid about $49 or $40 for these weights, these dumbbells, and there's not just one, there's two of them, and they get matching sets. So I got more plats underneath my bed as well. Got more plats underneath my bed as well. Underneath here. I don't know if you can actually see it, but anyway, there's more plats underneath there. So I can put some more plats on there if I choose to build my weight levels up. And considering, I mean, I don't know, I've been pretty good with bargaining for things and getting the right prices for things. I also did a lot of research. I get things cheaper now. I always tend to do the right thing, or try to, not the right thing, but I tend to try to get the right price for everything. If I can get a good price, I'm happy. I'm pretty happy with a reasonable price most of the time. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, YouTube. Stay tuned. I got more coming up. I got my new girlfriend, which I'm connecting with quite well, and we're doing great so far. And it's not just that. I really feel that she's the one. From the relationship that I had before, I figured out some things that I didn't want and I did want. And this relationship is a lot calmer, less tension, less stress. And it's good to have less tension and less stress in a relationship, because it works a lot better for the dynamic of it. And, you know, what's the point of always getting into an argument in a given situation? There's no point in always getting into an argument, because it never serves any purpose at all. It does get me how some people can do that. Just want to start an argument simply because a person's drunk, or a person is having a bad day, or they just want to get into an argument because they want to, because it's just the way they work. Now, that's the thing that pisses me off. I can't understand how somebody can do that, because, I mean, ultimately, why would you want to cause somebody stress? Why would you want to give somebody stress in the first place? It's a little bit pathetic, to be truthful. In my mind, it's just rather pathetic that somebody does something like that, and I can't understand why. But, you know, each to their own. I'm not going to judge. I'm just going to say that something like that can be a little petty and stupid. At the end of it, good relationship, everything seems to be going in line, and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Not just good about myself, but good about my potential future of things that I want to do with myself and my business in combination, and just feeling like I'm getting there, you know, I'm getting there. And I mean, to be honest, the truth of the situation is that I think I've learned something as well. You have to have patience in life, because things cannot be obtained instantaneously. You can try and obtain them instantaneously, but it doesn't always happen that way. And sometimes things happen in an unexpected way in life. The truth of the situation is that's always true. I mean, to be honest, honestly does come to mind. And you know what? I've come to a conclusion. I'm pretty good with most things, and I'm capable of doing things. I'm very capable of doing things. I let a lot of people in my life lead me to believe that I wasn't capable of doing things, or capable of making my own way in the world. And to be honest, it pissed me off that I let people give me that judgment level to be able to say, well, okay, you know, you're not capable of doing this. Well, I'm sorry. I feel I'm capable because at least I'm able to do what I need to do. I'm running my own business. I'm doing my own stuff. I'm inspiring for my own stuff to be done in the first place. And I'm trying to motivate myself. That too is something that I've found that's come together really for me, because I'm a lot more. I'm feeling a lot more motivated of late with some things, but not with everything in my life, but some things. And I think at the end of it, it's self-motivation that is the most biggest key. At the same time, I hope that me and my girlfriend can motivate each other as well to not just do better, but find our way in life, find our way to where we need to be. So yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, YouTube. Stay tuned. I got more videos coming up. Obviously, a combination of things. I think I did some GTA 4 recordings in 4K. See how they turn out, and might edit those up and everything else. I will be putting up a video of my unboxing of my controller, I believe, which that may be before or after this video. I'm not sure. It depends on whether, well, actually I might end up uploading this one first. Yeah, I'll probably end up uploading this one first, and like I said, I'm not really going to go into much detail about my controller right now. I mean, aside from the little detail that you can actually see it. It is, I mean, look, it's a pretty good controller, so I can't complain about there's interchangeable grips, by the way. A lot of people know that, but I should probably say something about that. Interchangeable grips, you can change them out, you can just unscrew them, change them out. It's got lighting options on the top. It's got a little screwdriver thing. Which, as you can see, we've got there interchangeable grips, as you can see. Interchangeable grips combination, along with a screwdriver to be able to change them over. A little screwdriver with the actual logo on it for the actual, plus the case, which you can put the controller in. A bit like your Razer controller. My original Razer Sabertooth controller did actually have a case. On the other hand, this one, my other one didn't. My OZZ tournament one didn't. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Stay tuned, YouTube. And I hope you enjoy my videos. If you do, enjoy my videos, subscribe. I'm available on Facebook. My services for tech support and such and things of that nature are available on Gumtree. In combination of Gumtree, just a couple other classifieds. I think allclassifieds.com.au or something. I think I've got some of my stuff listed on there. So if you're interested in computer parts, computers, like reconditioned computers, combinations of things, please feel free to have a look. And if you need computer technical support or services and such, just feel free to give us a call. There should be some numbers provided with that. My mobile number should be provided on the listing, most likely, so give us a call, text, and I'll see what I can do for you. Anyway, thank you. Bye, YouTube.